Unsimilar to well, how can she bring in this cash gracious on the grounds that she possesses it? And in light of the fact that it's signed Did Tyler Perry, simply uncover the genuine Oprah in the background. I'm plunging profound into the stunning turns between these two media titans. You will have a hard time believing what Tyler's been talking about. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live Station Lock and dear watchers for the twirling tempest of contention. Encompassing a figure you assumed you knew, Oprah Winfrey, this persuasive force to be reckoned with, celebrated as a moderator, television maker, entertainer, writer, and humanitarian, is at the core, all things considered. Renowned for her daytime television territory, the Oprah Winfrey Show, Oprah's inheritance, isn't quite so clean as a whistle as her gleaming on-screen persona recommend, yet what I understood is through the entire cycle. Since I'm grounded in my own self presently, we should wrench up the intensity. A bit recall the Olsen twins from our darling 90s sitcom Full House. Mary-Kate and Ashley's appearance on Oprah's show took a disputable contour thanks to Oprah's unseemly test into their weight. There's Another Room was as of late surfaced, has profoundly vexed you, right? Goodness, you know, the one about eating the episode. Ignited a rapidly spreading fire of public judgment. Pundits jumped on Oprah's absence of sympathy and obtrusive addressing, calling her out for her obtuseness towards the Olsen twins' notable weight battles. Oprah's sketchy way of behaving doesn't end there. She once shed light on the disrupting truth of kid casualties' experience with hunters, conceding that a major piece of the disarray and disgrace for underage's casualties is that the consideration and the enticement from the hunter, who was presumably going to be someone you know, this upsetting understanding into a youthful casualty's experience worked up some agitating waves. In one more curve, Winfrey has been connected to the famous criminal John of God, who is as of now carrying out a 19-year jail punishment. Man who professes to work wonders and mend the debilitated. He calls himself John of God. Yet there's nothing authentic about him to add to the trap of wrongdoings. John of God has to deal with extra penalties connected with different sex offenses. Oprah's relationship with this sentenced criminal brings up additional issues that it answers. Enter Tyler Perry, a boss in media outlets, prepared to tear the draperies completely open on the secret adventure. As of late, Perry has begun to let the cat out of the bag on the behind-the-stage tricks of Winfrey's syndicated program. What shadowy insider facts has this media tycoon been concealing? Pause your breathing as I plan to jump further into Oprah's questionable, twofold life that has remained off the public radar up to this point. Now, watchers, assuming that you thought the tempest had passed unworried, we're getting into its eye, forging ahead with a harsh way of Oprah's coalitions we land upon her kinship with. In all honesty, the scandalous Harvey Weinstein, the movie maker known more for his plenty of badgering charges than his artistic commitments, in spite of the foreboding shadows that ceaselessly drifted over Weinstein's standing, Oprah remained close by, starting murmurs that she could have even bumped hopeful entertainers toward him. Such disrupting suggestions have driven pundits to scrutinize her job in his supposed bad behaviors, a condemning prosecution that creates a long shaded area over her picture as a guide of female strengthening and a promoter for the Me Too development. Some fight that her relationship with Weinstein resembles deception, highlighting a prominent twofold norm in her dealings with those blamed for wrongdoing. Yet how about we return a smidgen? In one of her most head-scratching moves, she chose to give a stage to the so-called healer and infamous criminal John of God. Envision this, people, a Brazilian confidence healer purporting to have supernatural abilities that he probably used to recuperate individuals. It seems like a plotline straight out of Hollywood movie. Doesn't it? Well, reality can, to be sure, be bizarre, to say the least. Every time I've caught wind of him or discussed him or even expounded on him in the magazine, it has had to deal with another person's eyes. John of God, as he aggressively named himself, ran a supposed recuperating office in Brazil. Weak people looking for otherworldly solace and course ran to a focal point of clear to the threatening reality that laid underneath his exterior of piety. It wasn't some time before John of God's real nature started to seep through stories of provocation and misuse. Started to surface, portraying a startling picture of a took advantage of those man who looked for his guide. One especially frightening example shook the general population to the center. A lady who had visited John of God's recuperating center wound up disregarded in the most awful manner conceivable during a confidential conference. Sufficiently it's to make the hair on your neck stand up. Yet the genuine stunner here is the part Oprah played in soaring John of God to popularity. By including him on her show, she provided him with a genuine certified endorsement, equating him with a more extensive crowd, and accidentally legitimizing his horrifying deeds. You depict yourself as an otherworldly medium. What does that mean, a medium? It's close to fantastic that somebody with Oprah's impact and height could neglect the wound ruses of this sham. Was it an instance of obliviousness? Or was it a purposeful move? Just those in the background of Oprah's realm can perceive for specific the occurrence that caused a stir spread out back in 2010 during one of Oprah's spotlight taking sections suitably named. Do you put stock in marvels? Her watchers were uninformed that the wonder they were going to witness was the ascendance of a crook covered as a profound master. This occurrence bears declaration to Oprah's unparalleled ability to hypnotize and impact. Her crowd of power she employed to give John of God a face in spite of the deplorable charges that would later surface. Oprah attempted to rescue what survived from her standing by showing compassion for the bold ladies who stood in opposition to John of God. Yet the scar left by her contribution was too profound to possibly be erased. The damage was finished, and the dismal connection among Oprah and this rebel healer would perpetually be instilled in the records of outrageous history. The weighting effect of this affiliation keeps on bringing up basic issues about Oprah's acumen and the intensity of her influence. The corrupted venture fills in as an obvious update that not all that sparkles is gold, particularly with regards to the charm and glitz of superstar life. So watchers look out and those ears open as I keep on investigating the murkier corners of the celeb world. In the meantime, as the residue whirls around the Oprah embarrassment, it appears to be that Tyler Perry is mindfully evading away from his old associate. The Talk Factory is turning without holding anything back with murmurs, proposing that Tyler Perry could have been mentored or even molded by Oprah, revealing some insight into the debates and hullabaloo defacing his vocation as Tyler attempts to shake off any association with the claims in surrounding Oprah. It can't be ignored that he's been in his reasonable portion of boiling water industry. Tattle alludes to a large number of allegations from pressuring entertainers into playing gay characters against their desires to affirm shoddy working circumstances on his sets. These shocking murmurs have driven numerous to scrutinize Perry's moral compass and his respect for the entertainers and team associated with his endeavors. One embarrassment that unquestionably gotten the party started was the Monique undertaking. The acclaimed became the overwhelming focus and freely bludgeoned both Tyler Perry and Oprah for lowballing her during contact exchanges for a film. I would agree that Oprah Winfrey, you understand what you really want to do. The sensational aftermath worked out during Monique's parody gig at the unbelievable Apollo Theater in Harlem, where she pointed a denouncing finger at Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey, faulting them for boycotting her from Hollywood and destroying her possibilities of further work after her heavenly execution in the 2009 film Valuable, and quit taking cover behind what you call was pessimistic remarks. What you call goodness. I don't for even a moment manage things like that, since what individuals are starting to do is see you for who you are. Monique guarantees that Perry and Oprah energized the possibility that she was difficult to work with, hurting her expert picture in a counter to Monique's cursing charges. Tyler Perry took a tough situation in a meeting with the Hollywood columnist, examining the issue of bigotry in Hollywood. He tossed some help behind Oprah during the discussion, yet it was clear he was stringing delicately. Did that at any point happen? Did he at any point come to your protection? No, we've never heard Tyler Perry say Monique did nothing out of sorts, and strangely enough, Tyler Perry once conceded that Oprah had educated him on dealing with his funds, encouraging him to keep a hawk eye on his money. This pessimistic data proposes a tight connection between the two, indicating that Tyler was available to following Oprah. Yet with the most recent turbulent development for the television show Sovereign, it seems Tyler is striving to put some distance between them, taking things a bit further. Insiders have seen an unmistakable change in Tyler Perry's way of behaving with regards to Oprah. God, are the days when the unique couple would sit one next to the other, snickering and sharing stories and joint meetings. This is Tyler Perry. Pay attention to this. Tyler was destitute and residing in his vehicle lately. Their once rugged security seems to have cooled fundamentally. The spotlight has caught Tyler on various events, quietly tossing shade at Oprah with slight punches and evaluates that appear to be strange of their past brotherhood. It's an emotional turn from the days when he'd have only recognition for the news magnate in a new development that stunned even the most prepared tattle lovers. Tyler has begun to transparently study a portion of Oprah's choices during a new digital broadcast. When gotten some information about Oprah's endeavors, Tyler commented, "I think everybody, regardless of how compelling, can settle on off-track decisions. Everything, without a doubt, revolves around the organization you keep and the choices you hold on." While he didn't critical